Morning mist clung to the monastery walls like a ghost when I heard the first knock. 3 heavy thuds that echoed through the silent courtyard. My hands trembled as I unlatched the gate, revealing a gaunt figure hunched beneath a tattered cloak. His eyes, sunken yet fierce, locked onto mine. "Brother," he rasped, thrusting forward a cluster of grapes so vibrant they seemed to pulse in his grimy hands. "The finest from my vineyard, for you." My throat tightened. "Why me?" The memory of last year's drought flashed, his desperate face at this very gate begging for bread. I stepped back, the grapes trembling in my grasp. Their scent, sweet and earthy, flooded my senses. "The abbot should," I stammered, but the man gripped my wrist, his voice low. "No, you opened the gate, you fed me when the others turned away." His urgency felt like a warning. Before I could refuse, he vanished into the fog, leaving me alone with the fruit. I traced their taut skins, unnerved. Were they warm? As if the sun still clung to them? For hours I paced my cell, the grapes glowing like embers on my desk. Why had he chosen me? The abbot's words haunted me. Even the smallest kindness ripples beyond sight. Yet doubt gnawed. What if this was a test? A temptation? My fingers grazed a grape. It burst, staining my hand crimson. The juice smelled metallic like blood. A chill swept the room. I snatched the bunch and hurried to the abbot's chambers, my sandals slapping stone. He had to see this. The abbot's door creaked open before I knocked. "Ah, brother," he murmured, eyes narrowing at the grapes. "A gift?" His voice was too calm. I recounted the man's visit, the cryptic gratitude. The abbot lifted the bunch, studying it as if deciphering scripture. "Remarkable," he breathed. "But Brother Marcus, his fever worsens. These may bring him comfort." My chest clenched. The sick monk's coughs had echoed through the halls for weeks. Yet as the abbot pressed the grapes into my hands, a shadow crossed his face. "Go swiftly and tread carefully." Brother Marcus's room reeked of herbs and decay. He lay shivering, his face ashen. "For me?" he croaked, staring at the grapes. I nodded, but his bony fingers recoiled. "No, no, the cook, he's kept me alive. Give them to him." His refusal felt like a plea. Reluctantly, I carried the grapes to the kitchen, their weight growing heavier with each step. The cook, a burly man with scarred hands, snorted. "For me?" He snatched the bunch, then froze. "Wait, these aren't ordinary grapes." His whisper sent a shiver down my spine. The cook's knife hovered over the grapes, his face pale. "See these veins?" He pointed to faint black threads winding beneath the skin. "I've never." His words died as the assistant, a boy of 15, peered over his shoulder. "They're cursed," the boy gasped, crossing himself. The cook backhanded him. "Silence! These are a blessing. A sign." But his hands shook as he arranged the grapes on a silver platter. "Take these to the priest, he'll know what to do." The boy fled, clutching the platter like a holy relic. The priest's chambers lay in the monastery's oldest wing, where the walls whispered secrets. I lingered outside, ear pressed to the door. "Miraculous," the priest murmured. "Yet why bring them to me?" The novice's voice quivered. "The cook said you'd understand." A pause, then a low, shuddering breath. "These grapes, they mirror the sacrament, flesh and blood." My heart pounded. Had the vineyard man been a saint? A demon? I stumbled back as the door flew open. The novice stood there, eyes wide. "The priest says they're for you." He thrust the grapes into my hands and ran. I collapsed in the chapel, the grapes gleaming in the candlelight. "Why does this keep happening?" I begged the crucifix. No answer came. Footsteps echoed, the abbot. "You've seen it too," he said gravely. "The threads in the fruit. They're not of this earth." My blood turned to ice. "What do they mean?" He knelt beside me. "A trial. Each time the grapes pass hands, the giver's soul is tested. Greed, fear, doubt, they feed on it." I recoiled. "Then why give them to me again?" His gaze pierced me. "Because you began this. Only you can end it." The abbey bell tolled midnight. I clutched the grapes, now cold as ice. Shadows writhed on the walls, morphing into clawed hands. A voice hissed, "You owe me." The vineyard man's face flickered in the dark, his eyes hollow pits. I lurched backward, grapes scattering. "What are you?" I screamed. The air thickened, choking me. "You accepted my gift," the voice rasped. "Now repay your debt." Frantic, I gathered the grapes, their skins splitting to reveal blackened pulp. "How?" The voice laughed. "Find the one who deserves them, before dawn." I raced through the cloisters, the grapes rotting in my hands. The novice's face flashed in my mind. The gatekeeper. He'd welcomed me years ago, his kindness guiding me into the fold. Was he the answer? The courtyard lay silent, moonlight pooling on the cobblestones. He sat hunched by the gate, sharpening a dagger. "Brother," I gasped, thrusting the grapes forward. "These belong to you." He stared, unblinking. "Why?" My voice broke. "Because you opened the gate. For him. For me." "This curse. It's about repayment," he recoiled. "I've done nothing to deserve this." "You've done everything," I insisted, pressing the grapes into his calloused palms. "The vineyard man, he was starving. You fed him. Now he's returning the favor." The gatekeeper's eyes widened as the grapes began to glow, their black veins fading. "Eat them," I urged. "End this." He plucked a grape, hesitated, then bit down. A golden light erupted, searing my eyes. When it faded, the grapes were pristine, their poison purged. The gatekeeper wept. "They're sweet, like forgiveness." A warm breeze swept the courtyard, carrying the scent of blooming vines. Dawn approached, painting the sky in hues of rose. The abbey stirred, monks emerged, murmuring of strange dreams. The abbot found me at the gate, exhaustion weighing my limbs. "It's done," I whispered. He nodded. "The threads, gone, but how?" I glanced at the gatekeeper, now humming as he polished the hinges. The grapes needed to return to where the debt began, to someone who gave without expecting reward. The abbot sighed. Yet the vineyard man, who was he? A shadow crossed the path, a figure in a cloak, now standing tall, his face healed. He placed a fresh bunch of grapes at the gate and vanished. The monks gathered, marveling at the new grapes, plump, flawless. "A miracle," the priest declared, but the gatekeeper lifted the bunch, his voice steady. "No. A reminder, what we give returns, multiplied." He passed a grape to each brother, the fruit never diminishing. When my turn came, I hesitated. "Eat," he urged, "taste the truth." The grape burst on my tongue, sunlight, rain, soil, life. I finally understood. The vineyard man wasn't a demon or saint, he was a mirror, reflecting our own hearts back at us. The curse had been our fear all along. Days later, whispers spread of healed illnesses and renewed hope. Brother Marcus rose from his bed, strength revived. The cook's meals tasted richer, as if blessed. Even the assistant smiled, his superstitions replaced by wonder. The priest preached of divine threads binding all creation, but I lingered at the gate, watching the road. The man never returned, perhaps he didn't need to. Every sunrise I placed a grape on the wall, a silent tribute. One morning a sparrow swooped down, seizing the fruit. It soared eastward toward a distant vineyard, and I knew the cycle would continue, unseen, unbroken.